Hello and welcome back to my channel. So the first thing that you need to do is that you have to draw the outline of the desired portrait that you need to color. As soon as you are drawing the portrait, you have to start coloring by giving a very light tone of the desired skin tone you want to give it to your painting. Like here, I wanted to give a very light Fleston color, or you can say a fairy tone, so that's why I have used here the permanent orange in a very light amount. Means you have to use more water instead of the color so that you can get the perfect shade of the skin tone that you wanted to give. Now apply that skin tone to the rest of the body parts. So this was the first tone that I have applied to my portrait. Now in this very similar manner I have to apply the rest of the tone or shades in a little bit darker way to give it a perfect 3D or realistic look. So here again you can see now I am using a deeper shade of the skin tone here, which is light red. Now you can see that I am not applying that color in the entire face of the portrait, whereas I am only applying to those areas where there is shade and less amount of light. So whenever you are doing a watercolor, you have to keep this thing in your mind that you have to understand that which portion of your portrait needs to get the most amount of light, whereas which portion of your portrait is in darker or in shade, and which portion of your portrait gets the most part of the light. Depending upon that, you have to start coloring the portrait. You have to start adding the tones, like the darker areas or the shady areas, you need to color those parts specifically, adding more deeper skin tone, whereas the lighter portion of the portrait need not have to apply more color. So leave those portion as light as you can so that you can easily differentiate, or you can easily give the proper and exact tone it should require. So you can see that how I am adding color to the portrait exactly by keeping in my mind that which portion should contains the exact amount of light, where which portion is under the shade. So like this way you have to add tones upon tones. Now after giving the proper tone to the portrait, now I'm coloring the tiara that is present on the head, on the forehead of the portrait. So here I have used the color Crimson Lake, again exactly in the same manner, like most of the portion will be water, whereas the amount of color should be very less, so that I can add a perfect tone to the tiara as well. Now same goes to the dress also. I have to apply the very same color to the dress so that I could get a mix match combination with the dress as well as the tiara, and adding the same colors to the lips as well, and I have again used the same color as the blush also. Here I have used the Crimson Lake in a very light amount so that I could give it a pink look. I didn't want it to create this color by adding white to it because it's not a opaque painting. I am just doing it as a normal watercolor. So that's why I am using more amount of water to get the perfect tone that I needed. Now as soon as the shading of the portrait is completed, now I have started coloring the petals of the rose that are present in the tiara. One by one I will add tones to the petals of the roses that are present on the tiara. So as you can see that how I am first drawing the outline of the petals of the roses by adding little amount of more crimson red in the mixture. Then as soon as I am drawing the outline of the petals, now I am giving the exact shade that it should be given. Again, by keeping in mind the light and shade, I am applying the color. Now in this very exact manner I will do color the rest of the petals that are present in the roses of the tiara, and as well as the roses that I will draw later on in the dress.
One, two, three, four.
have started coloring the hair of the portrait, where I have used the shade Burnt Sienna. Again, in the very similar way, that is more water, less color. Then gradually I will start giving the tone to the hair as well. Finally, I have added the required shade to the hair as well. Now, here you can see that one by one I am adding the strands of the hair. Now, this one is not a mandatory portion of the portrait. I am showing this thing just because to give you an extra idea that you can do this technique to your portrait as well. So, thank you for watching.